Regret is like a slow poison that kills the soul. It sticks to our minds, whispers to us when we're alone, and makes every thought a trial. You should have said something. You should have left. You should have known better. But you can't live in the past. You may either learn from it or let it ruin you. The Stoics said that our real strength is not in what has happened, but in how we deal with it now. Marcus Aurelius told himself every day, "You could die right now." Let that guide what you say, do, and think. The man who holds on to regret is wasting the only moment he really has, which is this one. You may either move forward and never look back from this point on, or you can stay stuck in what can't be changed. 1. Regret is a repeated wound. You can't remember regret. It's a habit, a scary ritual in which you punish yourself all over again by going back to the place where the crime happened, over and over, as if a lot of mental pain could change the past. However, regret doesn't change the past. It only makes the present worse. Pain can teach you things on its own, but regret is bringing pain back into your life after you've learned the lesson. It's not helpful. It's not good. It's pain you cause yourself dressed up as knowledge. What bothers us are not things themselves, but how we think about them. Epictetus said, "Sadly, this is where regret starts. Not in what happened, but in how you think about it." When you think about that moment, you feel like a judge who is still in court after the hearing is over. You make yourself feel guilty for the rest of your life over something that's not real anymore. Whatever happened in the past can't hurt you, but thinking about it can. People who lie all the time have regrets. Maybe you can go back and fix it if you think hard enough, it says. Yes, you do. Like a time machine, you stay up late picturing what might have happened differently, practicing talks that will never happen. However, what you're doing is crushing your spirit. It happened only once, but your mind keeps playing it over and over, and each time it hurts more because it's connected to shame, failure, feeling helpless. Marcus Aurelius was much stronger than most of us can think. Still, he knew how dangerous it is to think too much about things you can't change. He wrote, "You control your mind, not what happens in the outside world. Know this, and you will be strong." That's what caused this wound. It's not that something bad happened. The problem is that you've let your mind feed you pain every morning for breakfast. You eat it, choosing to, like you deserve it. You don't, though. The heat was the mistake. The regret is that your hand is still on the stove. You can't show that you're sorry by getting burned again. As proof of your growth, you pull your hand and say never again. You already knew from the fire. You don't have to keep living in the fire. The Stoics thought that every moment should be used to get better, to see things more clearly, and to make the mind stronger. And regret is the worst thing that can happen. You should be building new life instead of digging up old bodies. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary, Seneca said as a warning. If you regret something, you will always be in pain. It tells you that you can't have peace until you fix what you did in the past. That is not true. Making the past right doesn't bring peace. When you accept it, you get peace. And what does welcome mean? It's not being passive. It's not acting like it didn't happen. That means realizing that every bump, broken moment, and loss was a lesson. Life took something away, but it taught me something. That lesson is now your sword. Use it. Don't cry while you look at it. Imagine getting hit by an arrow while walking through a war. You would pull the arrow out, you would take care of the wound. No matter how bad your limp was, you'd keep going. It's not like you just lie there and stare at the arrow, sad that it hit you. This shouldn't have happened. Regret is saying as it lies in the dirt and bleeds on its own. It did, though. It's done. No amount of guilt will change that. It won't be beautiful no matter how much you blame it. Now all you have to do is stop bleeding, get up, and walk on. You can't heal the hurt. You grow out of it. The first thing, don't practice it again. The next step, think about what it gave you. The third step, never go back. Not in your mind, not in your memory, and not in who you are. Because the only way to turn pain into power is to move forward. Choose not to dwell, breathe instead of stopping, and remember that the past is dead. Each time you do these things, you crown yourself with clarity. And when things are clear, there is no room for regret. Just moving, only growth, only go forward. 2. You owe yourself strategic forgiveness. People often think that forgiving someone is just being kind, or that it's an emotional treat only for saints and ethically superior people. But the truth is that forgiving someone is one of the cruelest and smartest things you can do in life. It's not about making excuses for the past or acting like wounds didn't leave scars. You need to get your energy back and stop putting it toward mental and emotional debt. The Stoics had a deep understanding of this. Seneca said, "It is human to err, but it is evil to persist in error." What you do when you refuse to forgive yourself is exactly what that last part says. You continue in error. Think about it. The person you were, the one who messed up, made bad decisions, or did things without knowing all the facts, was doing the best they could at the time. They might have been lost, confused, or just didn't know what would happen. But they used the tools they had to get things done. You are no longer that person now. You have changed. You've changed. You're smarter now. So why punish a past self that isn't you anymore? It's not weak to forgive others on purpose. It is the most advanced form of intelligence. It would be like carrying around a big bag full of all the mistakes, regrets, and feelings of guilt you've ever had. Each of them makes things heavier. All of them make you move slower. The bag never gets lighter unless you choose to put it down, which you might not even notice some days. When you forgive someone, you put down that bag, not because you forget what was in it, but because you know that carrying it around will stop you from running the race of your life. Marcus Aurelius was a Stoic ruler who lived through war, plague, betrayal, and unimaginable stress. He knew how important it was to let go. In his meditations he wrote, "The thing that stops you from acting moves you toward action. What gets in the way turns into the way." But you have to stop feeding the obstacle with anger and self-hatred before it can become the way. You need to be smart about how you forgive yourself. Figure out when enough is enough and stop adding fuel to the fire. This is a sharp way to forget. It's not warm. It makes sense. In the war, it's a way for soldiers to keep their minds clear. You don't just forgive because you want to or because you feel like it. You forgive because hanging on to the pain takes up your most valuable resource, your attention. Epictetus said, "Don't ask for things to happen the way you want them to. Wish for them to happen the way they do, and you will be fine." That means how you think about the past too. Don't try to change the past by forgiving yourself. Instead, accept what happened and move your attention to what can still be changed. Forgiving someone in a planned way is an act of